Welcome to episode 2 of the EverWash podcast. Aren't you glad we're back? Come on, I wouldn't leave you hanging like that. On this episode, we're going to talk about EverWash's presence at the upcoming car wash show in Las Vegas. We'll take a deep dive into what to expect at the EverWash and OmniX booth, as well as tease the various speaking sessions and panels we're participating in over the course of the show. I'll also invite Mike Stern from our sales department onto the show to give us his take on what to look for at the car wash show, both in and out of the EverWash booth. We'll also play a recent interview I had with Charlotte O'Connor, the membership sales manager at KC's Car Wash in Philadelphia. Charlotte will share her experience with what it takes to become an active and successful woman in the car washing industry. Lastly, we'll cover some odds and ends from the wash industry and beyond. You'll never know what you're going to get right here on the EverWash podcast. What's up, everybody? This is Max Pulcini, host of the EverWash podcast. Welcome back for our second episode of the show. So happy to be back for another round of news, interviews, and of course, fun. The EverWash podcast is your home for EverWash news, interviews, insights, and so much more. This is still a YouTube podcast, but our next episode should be available on other podcasting services and streaming providers, so thank you for your continued patience and support wherever you may be listening. Without further ado, let's get into the show. Let's kick things off with some EverWash news. Everyone in the car wash industry knows that May is not only pollen season, but also the season of the car wash show. Yes, it's that time of year again, folks. May 8th through May 10th, Las Vegas Convention Center. 8,000 plus total attendees. 375 plus exhibitors. 60 plus hours of educational content. So where do we begin? Of course, we'll start at the EverWash booth, number 1419. You can find us between the Micrologic and Sunny's booth, right near the entrance to Hall W2. You can also find us at Innovation Alley in booth 338, highlighting our new EverWash Assist product, but more on that later. For those unfamiliar with what we do, EverWash is the car wash industry's leader in membership sales and subscription management. We provide wash operators with the technology and know-how to ensure that they run a 5-star, profitable, competitive, and efficient car wash. We achieve this by offering the best mobile membership sales platform to our wash partners, providing the very best customer support, and making it easy to measure everything from sales conversions to wheels on, wheels off analysis. At the car wash show, we'll highlight 3 key products: EverWash Membership, EverWash Analytics powered by OmniX Labs, and our newest tool, EverWash Assist. EverWash Membership is our foundational product, where car wash operators partner with EverWash to manage their unlimited programs. Our membership experts provide setup experience, sales training, customer support, and marketing resources along the way. EverWash Analytics, powered by OmniX Labs, is our business analytics service. Last year, EverWash acquired machine learning and artificial intelligence firm OmniX Labs. With OmniX's patented technology, we're now able to transform existing cameras into a trusted set of eyes and intelligent business advisors. We're dubbing OmniX for car washes as EverWash Analytics. EverWash Analytics securely connects to existing security cameras, analyzes video streams live, and returns analytics and insights to a dashboard. These include sales, member, and labor insights that allow operators to make more informed decisions about their business. Lastly, EverWash Assist is our new call center service, consisting of live voice agents who answer support phone calls for car wash operators, provide resolution-based customer support, and failed payment recovery. We'll have more to share about this exciting new product in Innovation Alley. Visit us at booth 338 to learn more. Each of these products can be used independently of the other, so wash operators running their own membership programs are able to use EverWash Analytics or EverWash Assist if they choose. Stop by our main booth or the EverWash Assist area in Innovation Alley and speak to one of our representatives to learn more about each product and how they can fit into your wash. EverWash and OmniX staff will also be providing thought leadership at the car wash show through various presentations and panel discussions. On Monday, May 8th at 3:30 p.m., OmniX Labs founder and CEO Anoop Kanthan will participate in a panel discussion on artificial and predictive intelligence and its impact on the car wash industry. On Tuesday, May 9th at 9:30 a.m., EverWash VP of Marketing, Harriet Iade, and I will be hosting a 30-minute breakout session on branding, featuring one of our first wash partners, Craig Gillum from Suds Car Wash in Gonzales, Texas. The session will educate attendees on the value of brand synergy and leveraging technology and data to boost revenue. Later that day, at 3:30 p.m., Harriet will be participating on another panel, this one covering the topic of sports sponsorship and how car washes can leverage local sports celebrity relationships in their markets. Now that you know where to find us, we really look forward to speaking with you at the Car Wash Show. Whether it's at our main booth, number 1419, our EverWash Assist booth, number 338 in Innovation Alley, or following any of our various speaking engagements, we can't wait to see you in Vegas. And now I'm joined by a special guest. I have Mike Stern, Vice President of Sales at OmniX, joining me today for a little ICA preview interview. Mike, how we doing?
Hey, Max, thanks for having me. Doing great. It's Friday. It's spring break. I don't know when this is coming out, but when it does, I'll probably be back with the family from Mexico and more tired than when I went.
So I just wanted to have you on the show to talk about ICA, what's going to be new and exciting at the EverWash and the OmniX booth, and just get a sense of what we're going to be doing there. But to start, how's the year been going so far?
The year has been great so far. A lot of really positive interest in what we're doing. I'd like to just, I guess start the conversation with a quick announcement. So we're really carving out 3 different unique products with EverWash this year to take to market. And that's going to be EverWash Membership, which is traditional EverWash, EverWash Analytics, powered by OmniX Labs. And essentially, it's available to everyone, whether you're using EverWash Membership or not. It's available to everyone in the industry. And then EverWash Assist, which we'll talk more about later.
So we've been prepping for the ICA show now, coming up just around the corner in May. What are you looking most forward to at the ICA show in terms of the booth? What are you most excited to be sharing with the industry and all the attendants that are going to be there?
So first, what I'll tease again is EverWash Assist, Innovation Alley. Go there and visit us at our EverWash Assist booth. You'll learn more. Really exciting news coming to the industry there. Our booth, a couple things that I'm really excited about. First of all, it's going to be huge this year. Lots of room for people to come, congregate, have conversations. We're coming down with 12 people this year. Everybody from account management to marketing to our executive team. So there's going to be plenty of folks from EverWash to meet and talk to and learn from and ask questions, right? The other great thing about ICA is it's just that show where every single vendor comes to, right? So great learning opportunity, walk around the show, learn what's new, learn what's exciting. For someone in my position that talks to, 4 or 5 car wash owners a day, the more educated I can be, the better. It's not just, you don't end the conversation just on your product, right? I mean, everybody in the industry, you can learn from one another. So being educated on what's out there is important. And the car wash show provides that just because there's such, there's representation from everyone.
Right.
For our booth specifically, Max, I'm really excited to talk about 2 partnerships on the EverWash Analytics side that I'm really excited about. The first is with Wolford Communication. Wolford Communication makes the digital displays that you can use for menus at the entrance of the tunnel or at the exit. And they're doing some cool stuff with pay station toppers. So when we talk about EverWash Analytics, the idea is we can use information from your cameras, from your security cameras, to provide all types of customer engagement capabilities. And one of those is an integration with the Wolford Communication smart displays, where we're passing a really cool custom message. The most important thing a wash operator can do is retain members, right? It's an uphill battle to sign them up now. Economy is in a position right now, I think, that everybody is questioning. So we need to do everything to make that member experience really, really positive. So when someone exits a tunnel and a message is displayed that's unique to them, that's something that goes a long way when it comes to retaining a member, right? It's a personal experience. We all know in 2023, people need that personalization. They like that customization. They want messages that are delivered to them. So really, really strong capabilities there. And on the other side of the tunnel, we're just excited to talk about some of the capabilities, even identifying potential club member targets. And then the final piece that I'll say is we've also partnered with Acquire Video, who makes the best cameras, and they have the best security setup in the market and the best system in the market when it comes to security and safety. We've partnered with them. Basically, every Acquire Video setup will now come on the X ready, right? So that means that operators are going to save in setup cost when putting on the X on. And basically the cameras are going to be in the right spot and just ready for us to turn on, the EverWash analytics powered by OmniX portal. So we're really excited to announce that partnership. If you come to our booth this year, we just have a lot of exciting stuff to talk to you about.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, exciting new partnerships, exciting new technologies and opportunities for car wash operators to learn more about their business. But the education doesn't stop in the booth, right, Mike? I think Anoop from OmniX Labs has a panel at some point at the ICA show.
Yeah. So on Monday, that's the 8th at 3:30 p.m., he's going to have a panel discussion. It's going to focus on the topic of artificial intelligence and what that means with ChatGPT and Google, AI and all the other AI platforms. To not be educated on the power of AI is just, putting blinders on to technology that can really help you grow. So I encourage everyone to attend.
I think it's really neat that, OmniX Labs, EverWash Analytics is really on the, I feel like, we were playing with AI, machine learning before it was hip to talk about AI and machine learning. So I think it's a really great way for folks who may not know a ton about the subject to hear it straight from the experts and from folks who've been pioneering this in our industry for quite some time now. So totally a lot there to learn at the ICA show.
So Max, we announced this at SCWA, but worth mentioning here. OmniX is really, and it's not just EverWash Analytics because it's OmniX across our verticals.
Of course.
But what I'll tell you is we've patented the technology, which essentially our patent does is it protects our technology, which is using video cameras to scan vehicles and then basically provide actionable information from that scan. In any retail location, we now have that patented. Why is that important? Because it creates a standard. Like if you're following the news today with ChatGPT and some of the other technology out there, there's a little bit of a black box when it comes to how this AI is put together, right?
Yeah.
So, we've gone through the vigorous process of applying for a patent and literally writing exactly how we train and basically, and that's what it is, right? We train our model. There's a machine in the background and we put data into it and train the model. So the importance of trusting the intelligence that you get from your AI solution, it's critical, right? It's critical. And that's why I'm really excited about that patent, because it's something that we actually feel a responsibility for making sure that our AI is providing those correct results, right? That we went out and put in that time to get the patent.
That's really cool. We actually had Anoop on our last podcast to explain the patent a little bit more in detail. And I mean, hearing you talk about it, I mean, it's super interesting every time. And the more that, you guys have the opportunity to share that story with the industry, I think it's just super fascinating. Outside of, OmniX and EverWash's world, what else are you really excited about at the ICA show? If there's one thing you had to suggest to car wash operators to keep their eyes peeled for, what would it be?
Well, listen, if I wasn't 45, I'd say Vegas, baby, right? but now I'm just, knowing that I'm going to be tired after this show. Boy, that's a great question. So, if I was an operator, I would go around and learn about, when I talk to any of the chemical companies, right? From NCS and, their vehicle care solutions to, Brett and Nikita at McLean and Kip over at Arcadian, like there's just so many, good chemical companies. It's just, I talk about the economy, right? So for me, when we sell membership to a customer, we're needing to educate them essentially on how their investment in their vehicle needs to be protected, and that's what we're doing, right? So the more you know about these chemicals and how they're protecting your investment, less people were leasing, more people were buying over a longer period of time. That need to protect your investment is critical. And what I tell any operator is if their attendants aren't trained to communicate the benefits of the chemicals, you're missing a step there, right? Because that's a component of selling membership, is being a trusted advisor. So, I always say you just need to be educated on your product. So that would be one. The other is, yeah, like I said, go to Innovation Alley. Obviously, I want people to stop by the EverWash Assist booth there. But Innovation Alley has been really cool in the past. I've seen some cool products here.
Absolutely.
So that would kind of be the other piece.
It's great to see the new emerging stuff, some smaller booths, but packed with information. Really, really great stuff in Innovation Alley. Definitely going to spend some time there myself. Well, great, Mike. This has been a great little ICA preview interview. Before I let you go off on spring break, anything else you want our audience to know about, whether it's the EverWash booth, whether it's EverWash Analytics or OmniX Labs, whether it's anything else going on in Vegas over the course of the show? Any last parting words?
Yeah, so Max, I guess the last thing I'd say is, if you're not sure what EverWash Assist or EverWash Analytics or EverWash membership can do, just come stop by, right? We help struggling operators all the time. And I think there's this reluctance in the industry. Hey, I run membership already. Like, I don't really need to talk to you. But we're a group that has helped, close to 1,000 washes set up membership. We have a lot of expertise. I can tell you that we're all collaborative. So come by, say hi, grab a drink, coffee, food. I do it all.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks again, Mike. Have a great spring break, and we'll see you in Vegas.
See you in Vegas.
Thanks again to Mike Stern for the interview and for his rundown of what to expect from EverWash and OmniX Labs at the Car Wash Show. One last reminder, the Car Wash Show runs from May 8th through May 10th at the Las Vegas Convention Center. You can find EverWash in booth 1419 between the Micrologic and Sunny's booths near the entrance to Hall W2. You can also find EverWash Assist in booth 338 in Innovation Alley. We're going to move on to our next segment of the show, an interview with Charlotte O'Connor, the membership sales manager for KC's Car Wash. Charlotte has worn many hats in the car wash industry over the past half-decade. Today, she oversees the membership program of a handful of washes in the Philadelphia area. In our interview, which we recorded during Women's History Month, Charlotte discusses her experience as a woman in the car wash industry, as well as some sales tips that operators can apply at their own washes. Enjoy the interview. I am here with Charlotte O'Connor, the membership sales manager at Town Wash Holding. And I have Charlotte on today for this very special episode where we're celebrating Women's History Month, specifically here in the car wash industry. How you doing, Charlotte?
Hi, Max. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining the EverWash podcast. We're really excited to have you.
Thank you.
So, like I said, we're here celebrating Women's History Month, and you are, when I think of women in car washing, you are one of the first people I think of, mostly because you were the first woman that I worked with in the car wash industry. So I wanted to have you on to talk about your experience, how it is that, if you have any tips and tricks for women in the car washing industry, as well as tips and tricks for any car wash operators, managers, anyone out there in the industry. So just want to start with a little bit about you, though. So tell our audience who you are, where are you from, and just a little bit about your background.
All right. Excellent. Well, thank you for having me. So a little bit about me and my background. So I was a stay-at-home mom for about 18 years. And then once the kids were grown, I decided to start dabbling into work. And I started working for EverWash, actually, in the car wash business first. So that was late 2017. And I would go out to a whole bunch of car washes and do sales for membership. So that's how I started in my life as far as work goes. I did step away a little bit from EverWash right before COVID. And then I started working in sales in another industry, which was the furniture industry. I do enjoy sales. I think I have a knack for sales. I'm happy, I'm go lucky. So that's just what I do. So that's it. I'm back into car wash business, doing membership sales, but and it's a wonderful job.
Nice. And tell us a little bit about where you work today. Town Wash Holdings. They have a couple different car washes here in the Philadelphia area. Tell us a little bit about, what it's like working for Town Wash Holdings, a little bit about their history, their operation, stuff like that.
All right, excellent. So my boss today, Casey Fordham, who owns his first car wash, I work mainly at that car wash. It is a flex car wash. So actually, he was one of my accounts through EverWash. And so when I was working in a different industry, he reached out to me to say, hi, how you doing? Can you, what have you been up to? Yada, yada. And then he's like, oh, I could use some help in sales. Could you swing by? I'm like, yeah, I will. On my days off of my other job, let me come by. Let me check in. I did miss the car wash industry. It's a fast paced, high energy. You see thousands of people a week, and it worked for me because I loved it. I came from the restaurant background as well. But Casey has now owned this car wash for about 6-7 years now. He's acquired 4 more car washes all throughout the Northeast area of Philadelphia. One is in Jersey. So basically, I would go out to all his car washes right now at different times, train people, make sales, teach the perfect pitch, things like that. But Casey is just doing a great job with this car wash at Casey's car wash. It's my baby. I love it there.
I love that. So, let's kind of talk about that. You mentioned that you have a knack for this kind of stuff. Well, what are some of those tips and tricks that you go back to, that perfect pitch that you mentioned? How do you turn that into success? And what are some of the tips and tricks you can offer to other, whether they're car wash managers or even any attendants listening to this video?
Well, first of all, I think in this industry, because the high volume of people you see in such a short amount of time, a few hundred cars a day, you have to have a thick skin. You have to be able to deal with tons of different personalities. And I'm your happy-go-lucky girl. For me, I think because I grew up with a bunch of men, I had 3 older brothers, 5 boy cousins. I was the only girl in the family. And I think that you have to the type of woman in this business, you have to be a little bit happy-go-lucky, pretty self-confident, and a little thick skin, because again, you're dealing with a ton of different type of people. As far as the perfect pitch goes, for me, it comes naturally because I believe in what I'm selling. It's not hard. It's how can you not be a member? So honestly, when I go through many customers a day, some just won't do it yet. And then some come back and say, you got me, Charlotte. You know what? You got me. Sign me up today. Today's the day. So every little sign up that I get, whether it's 1 a day or 30 a day, and I have those days, it just makes me feel so excited because I know that this person that's just signed up is going to love this service, especially at our washes and what we do. And I also do other things like support. I help out in our support area, which I also did at EverWash, which I learned a lot from EverWash. So dealing with customers over the phone is different than the car wash, right? You don't really get to see them or anything like that, but helping the support center with any complaint, trying to hang on to that customer, whether it's adjusting to their finances, whether it's saying, hey, you know what, you haven't used it in a while, let me give you a few extra weeks. Whatever you can do to make the person happy is ultimately what I do.
Yeah. That's all great stuff, Charlotte. Great tips and tricks. And I want to call back something that I spoke to another car wash operator about recently and get your take on it. So I was speaking to a wash operator about people that come back and, your members and people who wash a lot. With membership, the whole idea with the sales pitch is you can come back and you can wash as often as you would like. Some operators don't like saying it that way because they don't want people to come in all the time and, take advantage of their membership. But I was recently speaking to another operator who kind of explained to me that, the relationships that you build with your frequent customers are the most important ones, because those are the kind of people that they'll do the advertising for you. They'll almost become your best salespeople, aside from you, of course, right? So just how do you approach the frequent washers, the people that come in often? How do you yourself interact with them? And how do you train other people on the staff to interact with these folks?
Yeah, when I have frequent washers, how do I interact with them? Hey, Don, how are you feeling? How are you feeling today? Don just went through cancer treatment. I've actually built such a rapport at this one wash that I'm mostly at. We have over 2,500 members there. I can't tell you how gratifying it is to see them come often, check in with me. I'm checking in with them. I know a little bit about their life. They know a little bit about my life because I have some time to talk to them. But what are the tips and tricks is, say Don came in this morning, got a wash. He wants to come back again in the afternoon because bird pooped all over his car or there was construction. Of course, we're going to take care of him. With the EverWash app, which we have at this location, but all of our other locations, we guaranteed satisfaction. Now, will you get someone that comes through like 3 times a day? Yes, and not very often, but why are they doing that? Let's find out what we didn't do or why are they doing that? Let's figure out how we can help them that first time. But a lot of times, you have to give them another wash that day if they wanted another wash. But that's not the essence of any of this. The essence is, Charlotte, hey, this is a different customer. Can you get my wheels? My wheels. Yes, absolutely. Hey, Chidi, can you just spray those wheels a little bit for him? Whatever you got to do to make them feel heard, acknowledged, and that they're leaving happy. That's my tip. I take care of all of our customers, and even customers who aren't members, I take care of them because some people still are repeat customers without being a member. So I do take care of them. Now, will I put them through several times a day? No, we will try to spot clean whatever they need. But that's what you have to do. You just kind of constantly always work with the highs and lows of what's going on in the weather, with the industry, and what's going on at your wash that day.
Right. That's great advice. Thank you so much for that, Charlotte. It's really great to hear that kind of sentiment echoed from several of our wash operators and wash partners, because that's really what the gist of being a member is. It's a VIP experience, and if we're not treating our members like they're VIPs, then what's the point, right? So that's awesome to hear. So I wanted to kind of shift gears a little bit with the conversation a little bit. Like I said at the beginning, we are celebrating Women's History Month here at EverWash, and I just wanted to ask you a couple questions about what that experience has been like, starting with, generally speaking, what's it like being a woman in a male-dominated industry like the car wash space?
Well, it's funny. So I think it's really weird to me when people don't expect women like me to be at a car wash. When women, I think we have to change this industry. And one of the things, how we're changing it is, we were going to talk about this in a little bit, is Women in Car Wash, right? That's a conference that gathers women from all over the United States and Canada who are in this industry. But your question is like, what is it like? You have to be happy-go-lucky and you have to have thick skin. That's what it's like. I think what makes me sad is, you might sometimes look down on, like, this poor woman, what is she doing here? I've had that feeling, and it makes me sad. And instead I say, no, I love it. I said, I got a great life. I said, I'm living the dream here. I said, I get to see you every day. So it's just being a happy-go-lucky kind of person is, for me, it worked out well. I can't say it's for every woman, obviously. I love sales in general. It just makes me feel really good about helping somebody else. But if you're not that person, then don't be in the car wash business, because you're going to see hundreds of thousands of people a week. So that's my advice to any women. If you like people, great job. I've got people that are coming there to spend some time by themselves just to get a car wash. It's therapeutic for them too. And to have a happy greeter and someone who cares about them. How are you doing today? What can I help you with? Do you need anything? It's just that customer service you have to give.
I love it. I love it. And you kind of mentioned something else here. You're very involved in Women in Car Wash, the conference, the organization. Tell us a little bit about the organization and why you got involved, and how it supports other people in your situation, other women working at various levels in the car wash industry.
Yeah, I went to my first one 2 years ago, and I was just a participant, and I thought this would be a great way for me to learn a little bit more about other parts of the car wash. Look, I'm not a loader. I don't scrub tires. I don't know the mechanics. I don't know all the chemicals. I don't know what insurance. So this Women in Car Wash that Brendan Johnson, the creator of this conference, has started, I think has been fabulous. So I got to learn a little bit about more than what I got to do. Then at the end of the conference last year, I said, Brenda, this was great. I had a great time. I said, you know what's missing though? I said, the only thing that I don't see at this conference to me is the most important thing is membership sales. I'm like, you don't even have a segment on it. She's like, you want to do it? I'm like, sure. So that was like my next level check mark. Oh, Charlotte's going to be a guest speaker at a conference. So this past January, I was a guest speaker for membership sales, and I rocked it. Okay, despite the little hiccup I had in the beginning, which I left my computer on the plane, but I got it just in time for the conference. It was like a nightmare. Anyway, I rocked it. I did great. I was asked to do another one in Portland, Oregon in June, which I will not be able to participate in. But I think it's, if anybody wants to get more involved or women want to get involved, that's a great place to start, is doing a conference like that, because you'll learn a whole bunch of different facets of the. But what I did in my segment for women in car wash for membership sales, I did more like boots on the ground, like what it takes to do what I do in membership sales. But yeah, women in car wash to me is a great way to start if you want to learn a little bit more about the industry. And you get to network with so many people through the United States, through Canada, and just on LinkedIn and everything about it. And you always have a resource, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, I met this girl and she was in insurance, or I met this girl and she does the chemicals. And you have a networking because you all start to network. I'll probably always go to the conference, Women in Car Wash, every January in Fort Lauderdale. It's a great place to go to, but it's very knowledgeable. You get a lot back from it.
That's excellent. I'm happy to hear that you've gotten so involved with it. It's been great to see your career kind of take off from afar as well. But it's also great to see something like this in place in the industry, because if you're not getting voices like that together in one place, then those voices would never be heard. So it's great to see this happening with Women in Car Wash, and to see what Brenda's putting together. So, hopefully we'll have her on an episode in the near future, and we can get her take on it. But it's really great to see and hear how you've gotten involved. And so to that degree, Charlotte, what do you think the industry can stand to learn from women? What do you think one of the best things that women are taking to the table here, that whether it's, male CEOs, car wash operators, or people who run vendors in the industry, what can we learn from women?
Well, we definitely have a gentle touch, right? We're a little bit more patient, maybe. I don't know. But what can you take from it? Just don't underestimate the woman's power in this industry. I think for me and a lot of women that I've met, they've been very successful. And, there's a little feeling of not like a little of honesty, security. I don't know. I'm not trying to put men down by any means or anything. I'm just trying to say women sometimes brings that level of trust that you might not get like a, car salesman. That's male dominated as well. If I go to buy a car someday again, I want to make sure I go to a woman, and I'll tell you why. I just feel like they have more time and patience. That's all. Time and patience. And I think that they're a little bit more gentler and maybe a little bit more, smoother in the transaction of what they're trying to accomplish. That's all I can say. I don't know if I could go back 20 years, I want a car wash, but right. I think it's a little too late for me now.
Never say never, Charlotte. And I appreciate that advice. If there's any way that I can work more patience into my daily life, I will certainly try. So I appreciate that advice. And any more advice that you have for any other women trying to break into the industry? I know you said a lot, but if there's any parting thoughts that you have for anyone else trying to break in?
Well, listen, I think that if somebody is really interested, a woman interested in it, I think they should find a consultant first, so they knew the whole thing about car. It's not just sales. It's not just it's not just the chemicals. It's just there's so much to learn, and I'm still learning. So I would just say, if anyone's really interested, come to me. I'll talk to you about it. I'd be very happy to, and what I know, but I don't really know the details of a lot of things as far as the mechanics go, the guts of the tunnel and all that good stuff. I mean, my company's got beautiful car washes right now. They got long tunnels, short tunnels. I don't know. It all starts with, like, if you want to buy something, you got to find the location. If you want to just lease something, you want to make sure it's in a good area. I mean, I would never get into this type of business unless it was in a good area that you knew there was traffic and high traffic.
Right.
A lot of people like, oh, let me get a car wash. I have extra money burning in my checking account or my savings account. Like, so many people I meet that are in their mid lives and they have money and they're like, oh, I was always thinking about opening a car wash, make good money in a car wash. I'm like, well, yeah, but they just don't get it. You really need to sit down with somebody who can tell you the numbers and what it really takes to have a successful car wash, right? So my first advice would be is consult somebody in the industry, nitty gritty, and see if it's something that you can handle.
Awesome. Great advice with this, Charlotte, and with everything. I mean, this is a great conversation. I wanted to thank you once again for joining me today. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk again soon.
Bye, Max. Thank you so much. I miss you guys over at the EverWash. Give
Stop by
everybody
anytime.
me.
Right on. Thanks, Charlotte. See ya.
Bye.
Thanks again to Charlotte for that great interview. For our last segment of each show, we're going to take a look outside the world of car washing for some fun, inspiring, or simply good news. These quick clips can come from around the world of science, art, entertainment, history, really anything. Did you know that dog nose prints are just as unique as human thumbprints? A South Korean startup recently developed an artificial intelligence-based app that scans a dog's nose print and uploads it into a crowdsourced database to help identify and return lost pets. According to the developers, their AI is 99% accurate and available for free through the Pet Now app in South Korea, Spain, and in the United States. Pet owners can register their dog's nose prints by snapping a picture with their phone. Cats aren't left out of the equation either, since the AI can identify them by their whole face instead of just by a nose print. Anyone who comes across a lost animal can take a picture of its nose or face and see if it matches with one registered on the app. This provides an instant set of contact information for the pet's owner. While collar tags and microchips have helped reunite lost pets with their owners in the past, tags and collars can fall off, and microchips aren't helpful for those who can't get to the vet because nobody has a scanner at home. So while we love to talk about AI and its applications at the car wash, it's also great to see this technology applied to other areas of our lives and our pets' lives. Well, that does it for episode 2 of the EverWash podcast. I hope you all enjoyed the show and took something away from our conversations with Mike and Charlotte. Stay connected with EverWash on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn for more podcast episodes and other content from EverWash. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel to get more updates as they come. If you're attending the ICA Car Wash Show in May, be sure to stop by our booths and say hello. EverWash will be at booth 1419, and EverWash Assist will be in Innovation Alley at booth 338. From Max Pulcini and all of us here at EverWash, thank you for listening and happy washing.